What's up, everybody? My name is Michael Lee Murphy. I'm one half of the Brothers Murph, and it's time for Metagame Minute. Green switch!
3, 2, 1, go.
What's up, everybody? My name is Michael Lee Murphy. I'm one half of the Brothers Murphy. It's time for Metagame Minute, a weekly segment where we talk about something to do with board games that's on our brains. What I want to talk about today is I want to talk about games that you have to buy into to really enjoy. Now, I'd say you have to buy into every game you play to enjoy it to some degree. And some games require different levels of buying into investment and things. And what I mean by that is games that maybe aren't the heaviest, the deepest, the best, I'll say, or what have you. But if you go into it with the right mindset, you can have a really good time. Now, what made me think about this is a little while ago, Nick, Matthew Jude, my heart, and I played Super Truffle Pigs by Games by Bicycle. And this game is you're little pigs and you're running around trying to dig up truffles, and there's this kind of programmed movement of these wolves. And you're trying to get the wolves to go and eat or scare off other people's pigs. I'm sure they don't eat them or anything horrible. And stay on the board as long as you can. And it's fun, it's cute, it's not the greatest game, but it is kind of cute. And if you just buy into the silly kind of light nature of the theme that you're these pigs and these wolves are gonna come and get you and stuff, and you're trying to mess with each other, we had a really good time. I was keenly aware as we were playing that, like, you know what? With a different group, this game goes nowhere. It goes nowhere at all. And I think that in general, publishers and games, you should make it as easy to get into as possible. Do not make people make heavy investments to enjoy your game. I don't think that's a recipe for success. But I think there's a lot of games that can be enjoyed if you buy into the premise. A couple other examples of games I think are really great and are still dependent on people buying into the premise. And granted, this is different for different groups of people, but you as a group need to decide what this is, what your vibe is going to be with this game to enjoy it. Two that come into mind are auction games, High Society, which we quite enjoy and get really silly and try to live this lavish life. And then specifically QE. QE is a game where you are auctioning off things, you're representing a country, and the kind of thematics is that you can print your own money. So you can throw out any value you want to bid because you're just printing money. The only problem is at the end of the game, if you've spent the most money, you're out of the game because you basically overinflated your cash or underinflated, you devalued everything. And you kind of run your country into the ground. That game is such a good premise. For my money and any group I play with, you need to use that premise and push things to the extreme. I want, if I'm playing QE, for money to get into the millions and then billions of dollars, because the point is the money isn't kind of real, so you might as well throw out insane numbers. I've heard of people who play and they're like, yeah, we never really get above $50. And I'm like, snooze. I'm not hating on it. If that's the way you play it, that's totally fine. I do not want to play that game that way. What's the point of not having a cap on how much you can spend? If you're gonna be conservative with how much you're spending, let's blow dumb cash. That's how I wanna play that game. So if I'm gonna play and enjoy that game, I need the group to buy into what this game is. This game is designed to push you to extremes and to throw out crazy numbers and just be ridiculous and stuff. And so that one, you need to buy into that for my money to enjoy. And so those are a couple examples of things that I think are like, if you buy into it, you're gonna have a good time. If you don't buy into that, you are not gonna have a good time. And there's a lot more games out there that are examples of kind of, you need to buy into this and what the vibe is, what the idea is, what the goal is to really enjoy it. What are some examples that you know of where if you don't sort of invest in that level as a group, it's just not gonna really work for you. Whether that means the game is bad or just the game is dependent upon that. Again, Super Truffle Pigs, I don't think is the greatest game, but I think you can elevate it by buying into and enjoying the nature of it. Then other games like QE, I think are really good, but you can kind of devalue or have less of a good time if you don't buy into it, if that makes sense. One game can be elevated, one game can kind of be ruined for me. And that's just a subjective thing for me, how I like to play those types of games. Let me know of games that you think are really kind of player dependent that you have to kind of buy into to really get the most out of. Let me know in the comments below. I'm really curious what your thoughts are on that. And until next time, just remember that whether or not you think any game should ever have any amount of buy-in, or you don't think you should ever buy in at all, or you should buy in heavily even if the game never asks of you, the more meta, the more better. Thanks so much for watching another Metagame Minute. If you want to see Nick's Metagame Minute from last week, it's going to be right over there. And if you want to see another great, fantastic Brothers Murph video, boom, it's over there for you. Don't forget to subscribe to the Brothers Murph. And if you're looking to support us, maybe consider checking out our Patreon. There's a link right there or in the description of this video.